guys doing?
Good. Yeah,
Rudy,
tired.
you tired, huh?
So tired.
Did you work today?
No.
Oh, good, good.
But I work early in the morning tomorrow, so it's tiring. It's very tiring.
Man,
What
so
about you,
can't
Millie?
party, huh?
How are you doing?
I've been tired mostly, but I feel a little refreshed right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, big old smile. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Went on a good run.
Yeah.
Played soccer with my son.
Damn, I want to run again. Fucking
Yeah.
miss running.
And I took a shower. Had dinner and took a shower.
I miss
That's
showering.
very cool, man.
Huh?
Yeah, I miss showering.
What
It's
about
nice.
I
you?
miss
Try
you
it more.
showering too.
What about you, Blanca? How's it been, man?
That's good. You know, like I was saying, it's been a tricky year. I think just
It's
to
been a
balance.
tricky year.
Yes. The whole quarantine, shutting down most entertainment. It's really flipped my world upside down, and just every day, all the news that's pouring in with COVID, with just crazy shit that's happening around the world.
Everything. I mean, we're talking about like COVID. We're talking about Trump getting infected. We're talking about anybody, and it's just like we are in October thinking this thing would have been over by now, but here we are.
Yeah.
And I feel like everybody's like waiting for 2021 to like cancel everything out. Like everything's just going to expire come 2021. It's just like, I don't understand where that logic is coming from.
It's like that joke that goes like 5 years ago when people were asked, where do you think you'll be in 2020? Nobody got the answer right.
All wrong. All of us were wrong. So wrong.
No one expected that this is where we were going to be 2020.
I literally had to pull my
Jeez.
face away from the mic because I laughed so hard.
Jeez,
Oh my
man.
God.
2020 was the year.
It's still the year, dude.
It really
Things,
is,
like
man.
it has not stopped fucking us over. Like Ruth Ginsburg like died. Like it's still fucking us over, dude.
Yeah, that's so sad. I hate that.
RBG, rest in peace.
RGB.
It feels like Kobe Bryant, one of my heroes. I mean, it
Oh,
feels
yeah.
like so far
There you
away.
go.
It was in February. This is just earlier this year.
It's just like it keeps like once you think like fuck, we're fucked. Something else comes and
Yeah.
slaps you in the face, and it's like, oh, that wasn't too bad. And it's like 2 weeks later, something else. It's like
Killer bees and
I don't think I can be surprised at this
storm.
point anymore.
fires all over California.
Oh, the fires.
my
Oh my
God,
God.
yeah.
Earthquakes. I mean, all right, chill, dude. Chill, 2020. Chill.
Ashes and the breathing alone. Jesus, just to breathe is hard. It was hard to breathe in 2020.
Yeah.
That's horrible to say.
2020 let their hair down and said, I'm gonna fucking live this year.
YOLO.
Yo,
YOLO, bitch.
I ain't showering. I ain't shaving. I ain't doing my hair. I'm going to come in knots
Right?
come 2021. Motherfuckers.
Oh, man.
It's like,
Jeez.
Jesus Christ. All right.
You'd think all these series of events would happen during the course of maybe a freaking decade. No, it's the same year, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same year it's happening. I'm just surprised. I can't believe this is normal. Or the world is becoming so global. News is available to us immediately, all the time. That
Yeah.
it's just so overwhelming at this point. Like,
It's so overwhelming that everybody's laughing at us. Everybody around the world is laughing at us.
Oh yeah, no kidding, man. It's nuts just to see how much of a joke we're being taken as, and it's just like, all right, I get it. Like, we got shit mixed up. Fine. But there are people who are so strongly holding this, like, I don't know, this like board or bone against it, where it's just like, hey, like, this is what we meant. We didn't mean what we said in the first place. No, get your ass out of here. And it's just like, whoa, that's not what it translates when you think of, the Statue of Liberty. And when people come over here overseas, it's like, that's not what it promised.
Yeah, basically there's really no unity. Everybody's against each other. Like I remember watching RuPaul's Drag Race with Amanda, and it was a Canadian version, and they were talking about Rainbow Railroad, And basically, it's this organization that helps out LGBTQIA refugees from other countries that are like facing like death or imprisonment or whatnot.
In other countries, I know they have it.
Yeah,
rough,
so
rough.
basically, they bring them over there as refugees and let them help them become citizens, help them build a life over there. And you hear these drag queens just like getting teared up and just saying like, God, I'm so happy to be Canadian. It makes me so proud to be Canadian. And I remember looking over at my wife and just saying, oh, I just wish so bad that I can say the same thing
That
I
you
was
were Canadian.
No, that I'm
I'm like,
that I'm proud to be American.
Oh.
But
I'm
being
like, you're trying to
Canadian is
leave
not
America?
a bad thing.
I was like,
Hearing all this tragedy, God, I wish I was Canadian.
you know how many people I've heard
I mean,
say
that
that
wasn't
recently?
bad though. That's not bad.
Especially the Mexican community, people who are legal immigrants here. They're like, dude, Canada's giving us papers. Let's go to Canada. Or just some, I have a friend who's made a girlfriend in Canada, and he was telling me that during the conversation, she was saying something along the lines like, we cannot believe you Americans have that president. Like,
Right.
we feel bad for you. I was like, oh my Jesus. Like, we are the laughing stock of the world. But,
on the topic of Mexicans, like all the shit that Trump and a certain political party may have said about Mexicans,
Mm-hmm.
like Mexicans, like team, like volunteered and came over here to help us fight our fires, dude. Like,
yeah, I saw
isn't
that.
that crazy?
That's
like
awesome.
all
Oh,
the shit
yeah.
that was talked about them, like they were
I did
called
see that.
rapists, and like the worst of the ones that come over here to the States are like the worst of like the worst of the worst of that Mexican have to offer.
they're running
like,
for something.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they came over here and like they volunteered and they like they put their lives in danger just to help us fight the fires. Like,
Yeah.
Nah, yeah, it's really funny, and it's just like, I once joked that, I was just like, I just want to leave here. And somebody who was passing me by was just like, well, then go to another country. And they walked by me just saying that. They had no idea what conversation I was having in the midst. I was talking about leaving this world. I wasn't talking about leaving this country. I was talking about leaving this
wipe
fucking.
myself out.
I was just like, I just want to go to like Mars or the moon or some shit like that.
oh, I thought you were talking about total annihilation.
I
like
know,
just
no.
oblivion.
Suicide- Are these suicidal thoughts, or should we worry?
It's not there yet.
Should we have an intervention? But that's
Is it really that bad?
no. I believe that during this quarantine, it has led to a lot of depression, maybe suicidal thoughts. So
Oh,
you're
yeah.
actually in
Oh,
line
yeah.
with what people as a whole are feeling due to this shutdown, due to their lives just flipping upside down. If you're fortunate enough to be working right now, I mean, you have some type of normalcy. But the people who stop working, the people who are stuck at home, really stuck at home, like, it will drive you wild. Especially if you have kids and you're now teaching them. Woo, Lord, dude.
Yeah, my son, who's about to turn 2, is still going to daycare.
Mm-hmm.
His daycare closed for maybe about 2 months, but it opened up. So, which is amazing because this is like
wow.
the time where he just kind of absorbs everything like a sponge, and he is like. Personally, I think he's pretty smart, meeting like more markers than he like markers above where he should be meeting them.
Well, I think the good thing about
because of it.
I think the good thing about you, Melissa, and Amanda is just like, you guys really embrace the whole homeschooling thing. You guys have like this like, even when there's moments where you may not work together, it's almost like y'all focus on, your kid, and it's just like, that's the focus.
Yeah. Well, technically we're not homeschooling him because he is going to school. But yeah, we do encourage growth. My wife is talking all the time. And so he just absorbs it. Like before bedtime, we like read books to him. And I think like calling out titles and whatnot has helped him build some sort of a photographic memory. Like you can ask him like, oh, what book do you want to read? Do you want to read this book or that book? And he'll say like, oh, this book. And he'll go and like.
So I want to ask you, Melissa, you mentioned that he's going to school now, right? With other kids and things like that. How do you come to the decision to send him to school during a pandemic when all this noise is going about, keeping your distance? And we know kids, well, if you put on a mask, they'll take it off right away. It won't. So how do you and your wife come to the decision to send your kid out to school?
Amanda and I are both still working during this pandemic. I'm working like extremely long hours. She occasionally still travels here and there, not as much. Occasionally, most of the time she works from home. But they've got pretty strict guidelines for school. Like they take the kids' temperature. So if they have any sort of temperature, they're not allowed to go to school. They're sent home. Everything's like sterilized and really clean. So like they're working really hard and doing their best to try to keep everyone safe.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, that's the best thing you could do. I mean,
Nice.
if Trump got it and during the debate, did you guys see the debate?
Mm-hmm.
To be at the debate, you had to have had been tested. And let me tell you about getting tested. If you're doing it the nostril way, which is how I did it recently, thankfully I tested negative. That shit sucks. That hurts, dude. My nose feels violated, dude. Like, honestly.
I bet.
My eyes cried. I was coughing during the process. It was weird.
I got a pencil here. It's been 14 days. Let me check you real quick. Hold
dude,
on.
it's like you take it's kind of like a Q-tip thing. It's got these bristles and they tell you how far to shove it up your nose and
you
wiggle
have
it
to shove it up there?
at both nostrils for about 15 seconds, and you have to wiggle this thing until it tickles your brain.
Wow.
You
They
know
don't
what I mean?
shove it up there? Do you yourself?
I
Or
did.
Do they?
I did a drive-through type of test where you take it at CVS. You drive up, and they just through a glass window they guide you through the process, and there's certain steps, and it was pretty interesting how I got the test. So I took the test. 3 days later, I got the results, and it tells you negative or whatever. But the test sucks, man. Apparently now there's other tests where you can like spit into a cup. There's other ways, but I tried the nostril one. Not fun, dude.
So there's
not
other
fun.
tests, but I think that they've not been tested in huge
Quantities?
like you want a big group when you're doing like studies or papers, like you want to have a big group of patients that you're basically observing. I can't remember the term right now.
Data to
It's not data, it's just patients that you're
studying,
I guess. A big group, big population that you're observing, you're studying. And so like some of those papers don't have that big group, they have small groups, and so like they're not as valid, I guess, or not, like you can't really take them for as big of a worth as you think they are. But I think the the nasal pharyngeal one, I want to say is been proven to be the more accurate one.
The
people
nasal one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But people don't really like it because it's not comfortable.
You feel violated,
Yeah.
Rudy.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
I felt
It's
violated my whole
invasive.
life, but I'm kind of excited now.
Yeah.
I'm a little
But I had to
excited
do it.
now.
I had to do it because, as you know, I've had to travel for work and things like that. So I'm like, you know what? I've been exposed to different situations that they say are dangerous. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do it.
Do you guys want to do the test on me?
We should do it.
We don't like when.
We should
I
follow
would
through.
I would love for you guys to do the test on me.
We can't do it on you. You have to do it on yourself, or somebody does it on you.
Yeah, we can be with you. For example,
How do you know if I'm doing it right though? That's the thing.
well, you have somebody guiding you. It's not even like you have to do it yourself and stuff like that. You have these drive up COVID testing sites.
Both of you have been through the testing process.
No, I've never been.
Melissa's never been.
Personal-
But
Melissa's never been through
my
the testing
wife
process.
has been through the testing process twice, and she's also had her antibodies tested, and they've always been negative. So
Came
by
out good.
association, you'd assume that I'd be negative because we live in such
Same
close
quarters.
proximity.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you're a carrier and you don't know it.
Which is what happened to
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Trump.
I'm kidding.
This debate is huge. Now they're tracking, like, they're backtracking everybody's connections, links to figure out where did Trump get it. Because Trump and his wife Melania got it. Vice President Pence didn't get it. Some of the closest officials around Trump have gotten it, and they just had this networking or this event where a lot of people are popping up that they contracted COVID-19.
So there have been a couple of conspiracies about it, and I don't really know how I feel about it. Honestly, I hope he has COVID, and I hope he gets really sick from it because he's a vile person.
If the Trump, if the Simpsons have anything to say about it,
I
their
mean,
predictions.
Think about the minorities that we belong in. That he is like completely like try to fuck over. Like,
oh my god!
Like the amount like he is totally for
You're harsh. You're brutal.
But come on,
Melly.
let's think about it. So let's talk about this.
I
Like,
totally agree with
but no,
Melissa.
no.
I really do.
So
But you
I
represent
really do.
a loud, a large group
We
of
do.
people. Yes.
So
Yes.
he's
I don't
for.
necessarily need him to die. I just need him to get
I
out the
didn't say
fucking
die.
way.
I said
you know
hope
what I
he
mean?
gets really sick.
Oh,
I said, well, suffers.
he
Well,
suffers.
Yeah.
Excruciating
Well, I mean, I would be
pain.
okay with him dying,
It's
honestly.
basically
But
getting
anyways,
punished.
But let's think
Yeah.
about it. Like
Getting spanked by life.
he
You
is-
know what I mean? After
he is perfectly.
negating that it existed, 200,000 people have
Yeah.
suffered and died.
So he is perfectly okay with separating families. He is okay with overcrowding people in cages. Like these things you wouldn't even want people like you don't even want people to do to animals.
Mm-hmm.
He is like the amount of like trauma that they're gonna have to like suffer through. Like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
crazy. Like
I would
he
only
wants to take
wish that on my worst enemy.
he
to
wants
be
to take
honest.
away like rights from LGBTQ people. Like he supports like white supremacy. Like he is not a very good person. Like he's misogynistic. He's like
He's narcissistic.
Narcissistic. He's
But let me tell you, all
He's a
these things that you
textbook
say are
of-
true.
of-
These
Huh?
things were highlighted during the
He's
debate.
a textbook
He's-
of
he's-
bad qualities, really.
he
really
doesn't care
is.
about sexually violating women. Like he just thinks it's like whatever locker room talk or whatever.
Grab
Like
him in the
he's
pussy.
yeah. Like he doesn't like the thing. The quantity.
How did that not
the,
disqualify him from the
The
He's
freaking
world
just a
revolves around
vile
him,
person who-
apparently. Yeah.
He doesn't
campaign?
really have a lot of good to offer the world. Like the amount of negative that he comes with doesn't really like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really see it like I don't see the good like overpowering the negative.
I totally agree with you. I think he's more divisive than unifying the American people. And you can see this during the debate, if I may go back to that topic, because it was incredible to see the United States, the President of the United States, behave in such a manner that was unprofessional. He was quarreling. He was interrupting. He was speaking over his opponent's time to speak. He did not follow the rules. He had to be told to be quiet. He made fun of Biden's dead son, criticizing him in every way, encouraging people to become poll watchers, because he's saying that the election, there's a lot of fake voting, it's rigged, it's a corrupt system. So I believe the doubt he's creating, the division makes him a very dangerous individual to serve another term.
We are a country of multiracial people, and whenever you
A melting pot, yeah.
whenever you support white supremacy, you're basically like not supporting what this country's all about. You're just creating division. You're not unifying us.
It was
at
very
all.
Adding to
True,
what you just
very
said, this
true.
white supremacy. There is a controversy during that happened during the debate where Trump was asked to tell white supremacists to stand down, to not add to the violence, to not add to the problems that we're having in society, right? And they asked him, tell them to stand down. And what did he say? He danced around the question, and then in the end, he sends a message. He says, stand back and stand by. That is
Yeah,
sending a
that's-
direct message. Everybody caught that.
That's
So not only does he
denouncing.
confirm that they exist, he's also telling us that he is a leader to them, waiting for his command, commander-in-chief, or so these are the things I noticed in the debate that really scared me, I think. Made it real.
Yeah.
And
the
we didn't
amount of
really
power that he may have.
the
is
influence that this man has.
Okay.
And from what I gather, I was trying to look for plans, for ways to improve the situation, this COVID. They talked about Medicare, but most of it was quarreling. It was the first debate of 3, right? But it was mostly quarreling. And the twist of this whole thing is that shortly thereafter the debate, he contracts COVID.
Yeah. So on that topic, there's a couple of conspiracies about Trump getting COVID. I personally hope he really does have COVID.
Going back to what I was saying.
He is older and very unhealthy.
He is eating his words right now.
But a couple of the conspiracies are that because the debate went so bad that if he supposedly has COVID, it's a way to kind of get out of these other debates.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second one is
I've heard that. Yeah, I agree with that theory. It's one way.
It'll get people to sympathize with somebody who's sick and suffering. So
may I add to that?
Go ahead.
Conspiracy theories, right?
Please,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
I think it's setting up to not only sympathize, but if you look at the coverage that is now being given to the president of the United States, if he farts right now, we will hear about it on the news. Oh, his health is doing great. They've given him oxygen. Melania's doing great. Blah 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 blah.
He passed gas.
Everything is on him. So obviously, out of sight, out of mind, his numbers are gonna go up. You know what I mean? And he was falling behind in the race, the presidential race. So I think it's helping him, and I think he's gonna come out with the vaccine because in the debate, Biden and him went at it about the vaccine. Biden told him, your scientists are saying there's no way a vaccine can come out before election. And Trump flat out said, I don't agree with it. His own scientists, that there is a possibility that a vaccine will come out. So I believe that there is a play on this where he's setting it up. Not only is he getting more coverage, but
Blanca, I can't agree with you and Melissa more about this whole conspiracy theory. And I'm big on conspiracy theories. I'm really huge on just the way the world works. But this whole him getting COVID as soon as the debate happened, it was just like, I didn't know exactly what was wrong. But in my feeling, my body, I was just like, something's up here. There's just something not right about this.
Yeah.
It's almost like when something's going down and somebody gets a hit of something and they're going, oh, now he's got it. Now they've got it. And you're just like, if you're really like looking around and seeing what's going down, you're just like, I don't know. There's just something off about it. It's something very off about it. I can't put my finger on it. And I don't want to try and put my finger on it right now. But, the mention of the Proud Boys, the mention of, the vaccine working or not, the arguments. And it's just like, I didn't watch the debate, but once I heard the news about what's going down, it's just, something's up. Something is up, and I'm not sure what.
Well, there's a lot at stake. There's November 3rd is the California general election. As far as I'm concerned, in California, we are all going to do mail-in voting. So we're all supposed to receive this pamphlet, for example, the information guide. And one thing that I'm glad they talked about during this debate is Biden told people, vote, vote, vote. Although Trump's narrative was, it's rigged, it doesn't work, don't do this. I can understand maybe there can be a doubt, but due to the fact that we're in quarantine and these mail-in ballots need to be counted, and there is problems with the post office currently, which is another controversial topic, right?
Conveniently,
it's gonna delay the
Right?
process. Yeah. Well,
That, I mean, speaking of voting, it's like
What do you think of that? Let's debate this, Rudy. Do you think voting makes a difference?
I, for one, don't agree with voting.
You don't agree with voting?
I don't agree with voting.
Okay.
I don't agree with voting.
I've heard that before.
I feel like if you're not a part of the problem or the solution, then you're not a part of it at all. You know, it's like some people are like, well, if you're not a part of the solution, then you're part of the problem. Well, you don't know what the problem is exactly. You don't know because everybody has their own details. So don't tell me that I'm a part of the problem when you don't even know exactly what the problem is. You have an idea of what the problem is, but you don't know you're not firsthand in there. So it's like, you know, when people are, and what I've been hearing lately is people just want to press voting. They're just pushing voting. They're not telling you who to vote for. They're just go vote. You gotta vote. And I'm going,
Well,
wait a minute. I've heard beforehand.
That's the thing. The people that are having you register to vote aren't supposed to tell you who to vote for.
No, but I've heard before. It was just like, I mean, we have all been in the era of MTV where they were just like, vote, your voice matters and stuff like that. And then we hear other commercials where people are like, slandering other, parties, the Republic or the, they're slandering the left or the right. I haven't heard much slandering of left or right. I've seen some, but not as much. All I've seen is pushing of voting. And I'm going, why is everybody pushing voting? There's something off with this. I don't know what.
But the right has been heavily slandering the left. Trump has been heavily slandering the Democratic Party.
It's a nonstop attack. The way I feel, the way Republicans, Democrats view Republicans as almost demonizing them sometimes. The Republicans do the same thing to the Democrats. Like there's an agenda being pushed on both ends. But my problem is nobody meets halfway. We're so focused on where we stand on opposing sides that we completely ignore our time, our resources, our energy to where we do agree. You know what I mean? And that's where I personally, if you don't agree with voting, I totally understand. I've heard that. But one thing that's recently been brought to my attention is the lack of presence makes the voice of those who are present much louder. Does that make sense? I think the fact that, for example, do you want weed to be legal? Melissa and I don't agree with it, but you do. So Melissa votes, you don't. I don't. So now it's not allowed. Does that make sense?
By the way, I'm for weed being legal.
Of course. It's just an example. It's an example. So the fact that she actually put the time energy to cast her vote makes it more powerful than you who do agree with weed, do want weed, but you don't agree with it.
Yeah.
So it's not even about presidential. Like that's the big one, the big ticket. Everybody's casting all this attention. But in the end, there's also other measures that are being voted on as well. Things that'll affect you. Uber, people who have in-home supportive services. A lot of things to do with health coverage as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I'm totally for voting. I think to a certain degree it creates change. I think things get blurry when the Electoral College votes come into play.
Oh yeah, the system needs to be.
That's pretty fucking archaic. But for like local stuff, it totally makes a difference, and it puts pressure on for change. Like if we're gonna keep voting, and we're the smaller votes, like our votes, if you count them, and they're surpassing what the Electoral College is saying, like if they're contrasting each other, then I feel like it's just going to push for more change to finally change that archaic system.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like it doesn't always create too much of a difference on a bigger scale, but on a local scale it makes a difference, and I think it's going to just push for change.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so, to some degree
it matters. It fucking matters. Fucking get out there and vote.
I have to disagree, and I wish I had more of a factual basis on it, to be honest. I really do.
Well, if you did your research, you would.
No, I can't.
I've heard both sides.
The research is so.
We could probably agree that Democrats are leaning more towards basic human rights, and that's where it kind of like, to me, it stops being about like political parties. Like it's not about political parties, whether you're Republican or Democratic. It's more about basic human rights. And Trump mainly in the Republican Party, but Trump's been very vocal on taking away a lot of basic human rights.
Yeah, I think with the Republican Party, their focus is mainly on businesses and I totally I agree with it. I believe
a lot of their religious views as well.
I would
and
like
that's
to,
why
I would like to
changed.
indulge more on what human rights are being taken away from
Taking
humanity.
away, trying to take away LGBTQIA rights.
There's that.
Trying to take away abortion rights.
Okay.
Trying to have ICE God damn it, sorry.
Well, there's
trying to have ICE
immigration.
deport a lot of immigration
Immigration.
trying to get them to deport a lot of like minorities or people that are maybe not have their papers, but even then, like if they can't prove that they have their papers, they still take them in, and they don't really treat them the best in these and they're basically camps, dude. Like
I've heard.
So yeah, those are some pretty important like basic human rights.
Okay. All right.
So you take a side and you voice that opinion. I think that's where voting comes. The same way that people have to vote to give people equal rights, women vote to right. It all comes into who shows up and cast their vote.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's 2020. The year is trying to fuck us all over and kill us all, but it doesn't change that we should all be treated like basic humans and just be able to live our lives. It doesn't matter who we love. It doesn't matter our gender. It doesn't matter where we were born, what our nationality, where we came from.
Skin
like
color.
we should just be all treated with basic human dignity.
Yeah. Agreed. I mean, if you're not hurting anybody, then what's the problem? You know? I mean, it's all your own. It's if you're on your own world, much like Trump is. It's like then people are accepting of him. Then why not be accepting of everybody else around it?
Oh man, but it's something that we need to exercise constantly because it feels like it's a tug of war in this case. Like, all right, this year Republicans were kind of moved towards businesses. Okay, next year let's say
Tax
Biden,
breaks, right?
and that's another controversy.
Well, when you say businesses, Republicans aren't there to protect small businesses. They're there to protect the bigger businesses.
The big businesses.
What if 2020 is basically just saying like I can't take another year of this motherfucker anymore.
There's a lot of that. I hear a lot of that. Yeah.
It's like 2020 is your body trying to get rid of a flu
purge,
or a germ. Yeah.
What if 2020? What if COVID? 2020 created COVID. Well, actually, 2020. COVID came from 19, but anyways,
2019, yeah.
But it became bigger during 2020. What if 2020 made COVID escalate to this such huge of a scale to finally try to purge itself of Trump?
Oh, this is such an awesome aspect. I love it.
Mother Nature decided to create this pandemic.
The universe was like, no, we can't have this.
I gave people basically the right to choose for themselves, to have make up their own minds, live their own lives, but I can't have this anymore.
I love it. I
can't have this anymore.
I
honestly
I gotta get rid of this fucking ass stain or
push
this
it out somehow.
Sorry, I retract that statement. I shouldn't say ass stain. I retract that statement.
Too late. You said it.
Oh,
that was
it's on record.
Harsh.
That's it.
It's all right. We'll
done.
get to editing.
Yeah.
We'll cut it out. It's all right. We'll put it in. We'll keep it in. Oh my
man.
God, I love that. I really do. It's funny because it's almost like the universe is telling you, like, dude, this shit is going south, guys. Like, let's rethink our shit, and it's just like that's what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know what it is, but there's something up, and things need to be rethought, and almost like a new type of what do you call that? Like a new regimen, a new type of thing has to be done, because this is just not working at all.
The world will never be the same after COVID. I mean, besides the fact that
it won't.
we have new health restrictions, new policies, new ways of thinking as far as the way we interact with people, plus politics, has completely changed. It's becoming a reality show at this point. The world is changing 100%. I just hope that we can go back to entertainment. Can I please go see a live band soon? Because I am going to go
my
out of my
God.
freaking mind,
So,
A
dude.
concert with people around me.
I
would be
have
nice.
System of a
please.
Down tickets. I have Lamb of God VIP tickets. Like, come on. Like, when can I finally cash in on these
God.
tickets
For
that
real?
I paid for?
I still
Okay,
want to
so-
go
so
back
tell
to
me
like a
about that,
Go-Go
Melody.
Bordello concert so bad.
Right?
It's just like
live music. Can I please get drunk?
I want to hear music
At a
to where I think I'm
concert,
gonna die and
my-
I don't give a shit.
My eardrums are going to explode, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
High five a stranger, you know what I mean?
I should have put that shit in the
Date, mother. You know what I mean?
Right? Go out to a bar. Go on a fucking
Dance
bar
with the-
crawl.
You
go
know,
a
dancing.
lady, you know what I
the
mean?
bars are still open. The bars are
Not
open,
all-
but they're
not the
out
good
there.
bars.
Not the
Yeah.
same way, though.
Yeah, you can't go and play
It's different.
pool. You
Go see a
can't go and,
movie.
no, the
What do you
movies,
miss the most of normal life?
What do I miss the most in my
Yeah.
life? What do I miss? I miss the idea of getting out there and nobody looking at you cross-eyed going, hey, you need a mask. Like that whole like no
You have
shirt, no
sneezed,
shoes,
no-
no service.
Yeah.
It's that. I mean, it's one thing for a company to tell you, okay, we need to wear masks because of people who your clients, your customers. I get it. And corporations are telling you, hey, we need to just comply. Okay, so fine. But when you're out there not being paid for it, you're out there still wearing a mask and you're going, God damn, I wore a mask for 8 hours. 8 fucking hours, dude. I don't want to wear a mask while I'm out here having a beer,
Yeah.
And I mean, I listen to Trevor Noah. I love him. Love Trevor Noah, just putting it out there.
It's hilarious.
And he was talking to the doctor that fucking Trump
Fauci.
that he
Dr. Fauci.
totally put aside. And he was just like, hey, if you're out there, then you're out there. You don't need a mask if you're out there unless somebody comes close to you. Then that's about it. If you're in enclosed spaces, you probably want to wear a mask. But it was never like a you need to do this, or it was never a hammer down. It was always like just, you might want to do this. You might want to be safe, and it's just like, that's cool. But you got people out there who are just so overly obsessed about the idea where it's just like, oh my God, you're next to me. Like you're 2 feet away from me. You need a mask on. Don't get close to me. Don't even talk to me. And I'm just like, dude, this is it's almost like looking at it's almost like looking at a Trump supporter and just go. Like,
Well, Rudy, no means
That's
no.
one end.
If they say don't talk to me,
wait.
don't talk to me.
No means what?
No
What?
means
What?
no.
I don't think it has to do with the
Those are-
mask.
You mean no as in with a K?
Make
Like
sure it has
know yourself? Like
Nobody.
knowledge?
N-O means
If a lady
N-O.
says
Oh,
no,
N-O,
Rudy, if
and-
a lady says no, it's a no.
and
Okay?
like new, like
But that's
You're
one
not part
end.
of the solution. You're part of the problem.
then the problem is all me, baby. I really take no shame in being honestly. I just it's I know that I have like partial Native American in me. I know I have partial Mayan in me. I know I have like I'm pretty sure there's other mixes in there, but to be honest, I think what's happening is the Native Americans are just kicking back and they're just watching everybody shit themselves, and they're going, once this is done, we all gonna come back and take this shit for
I'm getting my
ourselves."
country back.
It's our moment. Here we go.
It's like
Our time is here.
we didn't need to do anything. We didn't fight back. We took our corner. We took it silently. We took it fine. But now here you all have the whole country to yourself, and y'all fucking it over. And it's like, you know what? Y'all do it. Y'all go ahead.
Which, by the way, I have total respect for Native Americans. Like
The shit
Our-
they've been through.
our
yeah.
ancestors. Like
the government
fucked them over and
has-
took the country from them.
Yeah, baby.
It did. It totally did. Thanksgiving's such a joke, dude.
It really is.
But
It really
every
is.
holiday is a joke. It's if
They're
you
all
really-
jokes.
But that's another episode.
It really is.
I just want to thank you guys. This is awesome time talking about politics.
Oh.
But
I think this is the most fun that I actually had to talk
talk about
about
politics.
politics.
Was it the beer?
It was the beer.
I honestly haven't even finished this.
Wow,
this
I
cup.
finished my cup.
I want to ask you guys one last thing to close this out.
Let's do it.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
With a 7-year-old.
A 7-year-old.
You're like without a doubt a 7-year-old. Blanca, where
For
do you see
sure.
yourself in 5 years? I want to know.
In 5 years, jeez, if I survive, whatever. If I'm still alive, I hope to be traveling. I hope to be doing what makes me happy in the end, and that usually means traveling, seeing new places, taking pictures, hanging out with you guys, still recording this motherfucking podcast,
Nice.
having fun,
Nice.
drinking beer.
Absolutely.
At
I
Weenobee
hope you're
Radio.
still
Excellent.
recording this podcast,
Yeah, man.
to be honest.
Future me, I hope you're still there, putting in the work, because it's not easy, especially not during a fucking pandemic.
And they're going past you? Yeah, you still doing the same shit.
I hope so.
Yeah, no, I totally see
What about you,
myself
Rudy?
like
Yeah.
I just totally see myself just running with the wild and just living on Mars, I can't take this world anymore. I
Every
really
day,
can't.
that's more and more of a possibility. So
It really is.
it
you
really
know.
is. Don't
Elon Musk is trying to make it happen, but it's
Yeah.
going to be fucking expensive.
Is Elon Musk the owner of Disney World? I forget what he
No.
does.
He
Elon
runs
Musk
Tesla, right?
owns SpaceX
Yeah.
and Tesla, and he's actually has a lot of projects,
PayPal.
projects
Yeah.
to try to like advance us in science and technology, and he's trying to create some sort of like I don't know if it's going to be like some sort of way to travel to Mars or like stay on Mars or what the end goal is, but basically trying to get us to Mars.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in Mars. There's even a reality show that's coming out of Mars.
Well, we got to get there first, buddy. We got to get there first.
If we survive 2020,
We got to get there. We got to colonize
I'm
this
just-
Saturday.
I'm just-
other.
I'm just on another plane. To be honest, like I don't.
Rudy just wants to sign up for that reality show.
I do not. I do
you should
not.
totally do it. Dude. It's a one-way ticket, but you can do it.
Someday.
Go have sex with the alien or something.
Three-breasted alien.
Oh, jeez, you think?
Hey, man, if you enjoy 2 tits, you might love 3.
I think they're more of a lizard-like creature, but
Do they have 3 tits though?
you never know, dude.
Okay.
Anything is possible in
Well,
this
on
life.
that note, let's end the conversation.
Weenobee Radio.
Let's give out our handles.
Oh yes.
Yes, that's right. Find us on Instagram, all the socials. We are at Weenobee Radio. Individually, you can find my buddy Rudy at.
Rudy RUDIE on Facebook and Instagram, spelled the same way. Ramirez. That's about it.
Melly.
You can find me on Instagram at _Lopez. That's LOPEZ 85.
And just a quick plug-in. Check us out, WeenobeeRadio.com. We'll be posting more episodes, more segments, invites, special guests. We've got some really cool podcasts coming up, so check that out.
Excellent.
Take
All
care.
right.
Bye.
We're out. Weenobee Radio.